Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, the Super Mega Deluxe, whatever you want to call it, the Marvel GamerVerse Marvel's Juggernaut. This guy is in stock at ToySnowman.com. Shout out to Amir with Toy Snowman. Make sure to subscribe to their channel, but check out their website for all your action figure needs. Juggernaut is in stock right now, along with some other things that may have come in new. I know they're getting the mini comic wave very soon. They're getting the Maximum Series Deadpool very soon. They got the shipment of the Target exclusives, the retro carded Storm, Outback Storm, and then the Mystique figure. I think they got Gargantos today, so make sure to check out ToySnowman.com. Link in the video description below. I also have my referral link, which if you use that link and create a new account, you'll get a 5% off coupon code in there. So ToySnowman.com. Again, make sure to check it out. But here we have Juggernaut. I did get it today. Came very quickly from Canada, so that was awesome. So looking at it, we got the GamerVerse logo there, Marvel Legends series logo over there. We get the Juggernaut nameplate there. You can see Juggernaut in all his gloriousness there. He is huge. It is massive. I do have the previous Juggernaut figures. This is the one from the 2-pack with Colossus. And then, of course, the Build-A-Figure Juggernaut there. And this Juggernaut is a huge figure, but is tiny in comparison to this new one. So that's kind of crazy how big this new one is. I really wasn't prepared until I had it in my hand and realizing, my God, it is massive. Looking at the side of the package, you just kind of get that game artwork in the background, and then along with the look at the figure, it's kind of posed out a little bit differently on this side. And then looking at the back of the package, you can see he defeated Silver Samurai, but the bio does read, Kane Marco is the unstoppable Juggernaut, possessing superhuman strength and extreme durability. So there we go, Marvel's Juggernaut. Let's open it up. Let's take a look. Alright, so here's the Juggernaut figure out of the package, and this guy's a beast. Oh my goodness. He's huge. Like, it's ridiculous how big this guy is. So let's get in for a closer look, and we can check out all the really cool details on the figure. Because there's some cool stuff, like the veins on the arms are kind of painted in there. The hands are extremely well, like, detailed in the sculpt of them, including, like, the veins and just, like, the wrinkles and the folds of the finger. Like, it's crazy, and we get this cool little effect piece that you could attach to the hand. I know the idea was, like, if he's charging at you with his head, like, you could kind of put it on his head, but kind of not really. It's like a weird thing. So let's go ahead and zoom in and let's take a closer look at the figure, because yeah, again, this thing is awesome. Alright, so going in for a close look at the head sculpt in there. The face sculpt that we do have in there is detailed. It's really nice. Paint-wise, it looks really good. Like, you can see the gums in there, a different color from his lips. It's got blue eyes. The head is kind of weird. As you can see, it's not really a whole thing going on there. You got the rubbery helmet in there, and it's just kind of that face that's in there. You could kind of see it a little bit, but not a whole lot, and it just pegs on in there. I will a little bit later try the Kane Marco head sculpts that we got with the previous Juggernaut and see if that pops on here and how it looks. It might be a little small because this figure is significantly larger, but we'll kind of take a look at that. I want to focus on the paint apps on this guy because a couple of things that we don't typically get with Marvel Legends figures, so it's nice when we start to see some of these things. So you get some shading in here, so you could kind of see the creases and the folds of the muscle definition in there. So there is some shading in there. That's pretty good. It looks like we got some paint detail on these veins. So yes, the sculpted detail of the veins is in there, but a little bit of shading in where those veins are. It's not like full-on paint in there, and it's pretty subtle, but you can see it, and it really makes those veins pop and stand out. So that is pretty good, because if you look at the back, you can kind of see them, but it doesn't really pop and stand out because they didn't apply paint to the back of the arms, which Hasbro tends to not do when it comes to the back of figures. When it comes to the fronts, that's when they'll do it, because you can see here, you even get a little bit of that paint on the vein, but here on this side you did not, because you would see the outside, you would not see the inside as much. So there you get it painted, and then here you do not get it painted. So again, kind of on the outside is when you'll see it painted. The back of the hands, they did paint the veins in there, so that looks really good. There, the hands are huge, so you can see he's got a fist on the left, fist on the right. He does come with an extra set of hands, so you get this wide open hand here for, whoop, like a slap hand, but wide open hand here for his left, and then you kind of just get this open clawed-ish grip almost hand for his right. And again, the details are awesome. I mean, look at the nails, because you know how you get like that half moon design in your nails, maybe some of them, like on my thumb, you get that like crescent in there. The fingernails get that. Like, that's kind of good. Like, even on the fist, you get it on the thumb. You don't get it on the other ones because they're hidden in there, but you get it on the thumb. But these ones, because the fingers are all exposed, you actually get them in there. And then look at the sculpted details of the wrinkles and the folds in the knuckles. Like, that's pretty cool. It's super minor. It's not a big deal. But when there's actual detail and, like, effort that's put into some of the sculpts and stuff like that, it just stands out and it looks really good. Like, look at the sculpted detail inside the palm of the hand and everything. That's pretty good because we don't really get that level of detail when it comes to hands and things like that. But because these hands are so damn big, so large, naturally, of course, they can actually fit those things in there and make a difference. But looking at the rest of the figure, we get some of that shading and kind of the creases of the folds of the muscle definition in the legs there. No paint whatsoever on the back of the figure. That's kind of one of those things. He does have toe articulation, which is cool. And then you can see the kind of the two-tone of the boots, where the soles are a different color in there. So yeah, it just looks really good. Nice texture detail in there in the suit. So all looks really good. Let's go ahead and zoom out and jump right on into the articulation. Although first I should show you this effect piece. So you can see here, I didn't realize that, but the inside, as you can see, has these two parts right here. So like on the fist, it kind of grips around the fist good, so and firm, so it'll stay in place. So if he's going in for an attack like a punch, you could do that. But like if you want to charge in with his head, whoops, pop that head off. You just do that, wouldn't really look good. But like this, and I don't know if you could if you squeeze in the helmet, maybe. It might even, yeah, I think like it doesn't really like it won't stay, which I thought is something that you could do. But I guess if you're on like the attack, let's say here, let's see a GamerVerse figure. So I have a Venom. So if you're like this, you would just have to position it that way. And I don't even know if in the game, if that's really how it looked, if he was charging. But it's just kind of one of those options things because it's all rounded and, you know, just kind of fit his helmet there. But that's what we got. So let's go ahead now and zoom out and take a look at the articulation. All right, he's kind of large and I'm super far away, but looking at the articulation, so if I pop the head off, you can see the neck is on a disc hinge. There's not a lot of movement, or there's not a lot of room in there for a whole lot of different movement. Like even when popping the head on, there's just really no room. So this is kind of all the way up. And then this is kind of all the way down. He doesn't really look down. He doesn't really look up. It's just kind of forward and forward. Like it shifts, but there's not a whole lot going on there. The arms you can get to go almost straight on out, not quite, because it's really bulky, so that's how high up it goes. And then you could do a full rotation in there, of course. So you got that. But we got the butterfly joint on there, so the arm can only go back so far, and then it can only come forward so far as well. So you're really not going to get any crossbody in there, but it is nice to get a little bit of that butterfly motion in there. You do have the upper bicep swivel in there, and it's funny because, you know, I'm moving the bicep and the forearm isn't moving. It's a little stiff, but you do get that upper bicep swivel in there. You get a single jointed elbow. So with that elbow, you just kind of get straight out, and then you get a little bend in there. It's almost 90 degrees. It's not, it's pretty close to 90 degrees. And then wrist swivel, and they do hinge, standard horizontal hinge on all of the hands in there. And then we get the diaphragm cut on there, so you can get the swivel at the diaphragm cut, although he just wants to kind of almost bounce back in place, but swivel in there. And then you can crunch forward a little bit, so, and then, you know, with the hips, you can kind of get into a running attack in there, but it comes forward only so far, as you can see there. Going back is a little bit more, so you can lean back there, and again, the twist in there, and then you just kind of get all that circular motion going on in there. No waist swivel, but legs go out that far apart, so that's a pretty good splits there. Juggernaut is going to be able to kick forward that far. That's pretty good because he's got these massive, thick legs. Legs don't go back. You got the upper thigh cut in there. Single jointed single jointed knee only gives you that much bend. That is not a lot of bend at the knee, if I'm being completely honest with you. Is it effective? Sure, but it's not. There's just not a whole lot in there. You just kind of have to, like if you want to get him into running pose, you just have to kind of make it work and how you lean in there. So that's what we got. And then you also get a swivel at that knee since it is a single joint. No swivel at the boot because you got the swivel at the knee. You don't really need it. And then the foot, you can hinge down a little bit, as you can see there. You can hinge up a little bit. You got some ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet, and you do have toe articulation. So that is pretty good for big man to have some toe articulation. So in those running poses, you may have to utilize kind of the toe and how that works out. So that's what we got. So the articulation there for Juggernaut, for a big, huge figure, it moves pretty well. So yeah, single jointed elbows, yeah, single jointed knees, but usually with those, the double joints would look really bad. So with the single joints, it's effective for what we need to do with Juggernaut. And he just feels really good. Like if you go back to the old Juggernaut figures, so here's the Build-A-Figure itself. So this was the first one. Like this was a solid figure, sure, but this one just feels better. It's got a lot of weight to it, as it should, because it's just huge. As you can see, the size difference, like my goodness, it's crazy different. But this one just feels better in hand and moves a little bit better. The previous Build-A-Figure was all single jointed, also like ratcheting knee that just doesn't really want to move too fluidly. I mean, single jointed elbow there, so you actually get more of a bend on the new one. So it just works out really well. But yeah, that is a huge difference between the two of those Juggernaut figures. And then, of course, you know, the other one that was in the Colossus 2-pack, I think that was the Marvel 80th anniversary pack. You could see there, whereas the colors are a little bit more similar, but the figure itself was the same minus the belt. And then the head sculpt was different, so we're going to go ahead and try that. Let's go ahead and just jump right into that now. So this one obviously comes off a little bit easy. That broken ass helmet come off. Let's get the head on there, the Kane Marco head, and let's see if it'll fit. Because the peg hole is kind of recessed back into that neck, I don't think it's going to work. Well, yeah, no, I guess it kind of does. So the head is super small, and maybe that works, but that head that's in there would definitely be a little bit wider. So if that's something that you want to do, and you wanted to do like the broken helmet sort of deal, you can kind of do that as well. But, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of it because he definitely has no neck like that now. Whereas this helmet, because it was a wider helmet, it just looks like the neck is completely covered because that's kind of the idea there. So I still definitely like that look, but it is something that you could do if that's what you wanted to do. Okay, so we're going to kind of rapid fire some side-by-side comparisons. So here we have the Thanos from the Psylocke 2-pack, which I believe Toy Snowman also has in stock right now if you're looking to get. So I'll have a link in the video description below to get Thanos and Psylocke if you've been looking to get that 2-pack and can't find at Target. ToySnowman.com does have it available, so you would be able to get it there. And then looking at another 2-pack, we've got the War Machine and Omega Red 2-pack. That was the Walmart exclusive, so you got that 2-pack there. And then you also have the Venom and Captain America 2-pack, so you got Blue Venom, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but I do really like this Captain America figure, so you got that 2-pack there in the GamerVerse. And I have other Spider-Man GamerVerse packs. I have the Wolverine versus Silver Samurai, which I have not yet opened, and I think that's all I have so far, so I'm still waiting on Gargantos. I don't have that yet. ToySnowman.com does have it. And then what are the other packs? I feel like I'm missing one or two. We had all the Spider-Man ones. Those don't count. War Machine, Omega Red. Maybe that is it. Just the Wolverine Silver Samurai, which I haven't reviewed yet, and then the Gargantos. Oh, and then the Punisher Nick Fury, which is on pre-order now. That one's kind of the later one. I think that may be it. So those are the side-by-side comparisons for Juggernaut and the other Marvel GamerVerse figures. Okay, so that's my review of the Juggernaut figure. Huge upgrade from the previous one. If you have the Build-A-Figure, you know, it's still a good Juggernaut figure. You probably don't need this one, but I think it's one that you're going to want because the upgrades are just so much better. He's freaking huge. He's so much bigger, and it's just nice. You get butterfly joints, you get tool joints, sure, single joints at the elbows and the knees, but he moves a lot better. He feels better. He is bulky. He is hefty. He is huge, and it looks really awesome. So I recommend it. You guys let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of the Marvel GamerVerse Juggernaut figure in the Marvel Legends line? Again, if you're looking to pick it up, ToySnowman.com has it in stock right now. Link in the video description below. If you guys liked this video, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and as always, thank you for watching.